Hi guys, it's Liz here, and today I'm sitting down with a special guest. A lot of you guys are wondering what happened with Apple, why is she not at Vegas, what went down with BTK. So today we're gonna hear Nicolette's side of the story. Hi Apple, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's morning here. So now news have broken out. A lot of people were wondering why you weren't at Vegas because we all know you were a critical part of BTK throughout the season. So let's maybe talk about your experience in BTK so far.
Okay, so let's go back to where it all started, how I joined.
Yeah.
And some people might not know this, but me and Zane used to dislike each other, like way before NACT started. And at
Oh.
first, when I joined, it was like a little weird because we didn't like each other, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
think I'd say I'm like a private person, and I didn't really open up to anyone on the team except Cold World. And apparently, from what I heard recently, like I didn't find out before, but recently, from what I heard, he was talking to me to try to keep me on the team, or so I wouldn't leave the team. Again, these are all
Mm-hmm.
rumors that everyone's been telling me, but I actually don't know if it's true. But I found this out
Mm-hmm.
after, like after we won against A77, like the week prior to the
Oh.
finals. Okay, so
Okay,
fast
okay, wait,
forward.
let's first take it back. So you are obviously a pro player in the NAC and you've been joining several NACTs before this in other teams as well. So the original reason why they wanted to, like why Culver wanted to keep you on the team is also because you're a really good player. And then they wanted you to be in that mid lane so they can proceed in this season, right?
Personally, I don't think that's the case. I think they wanted to keep me because, okay, the roster was me, Zane, Whole World, Milo, and Basic, right? And then we had subs of Arvel and Cardi. So,
Mm.
and the problem was that I was a very private person, so they wanted me to open up to someone, and that person would be Cold World. So they
Mm.
wanted me to, from what I heard, they wanted me to open up to Cold World. So like I wouldn't be like this outcast or whatever, not talking to anyone. But but don't get me wrong, I still I talk to them ML wise, just not as like a friend. I'd
Mm.
say I only did that to Cold World, I guess, like as a friend. And I think they wanted to keep me in the team because they were scared of me leaving like mid-season. Like if if he stopped talking to me, then I wouldn't have anyone, and they assumed that because he would stop talking to me, I would just leave like that. So that's why he was allegedly talking to me, from what I heard,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I think. So
So
I
he
don't.
was leading you on, as in like talking maybe
Yes,
a little
like
bit romantically.
I I guess you'd say like messing around. I mean, I'm not proud to say that, but yeah, messing around
Mm-hmm.
to like keep me on team. But I don't think. Yeah, but I strongly do believe that they kept me on the team because first of all, it would be kind of messed up if I just leave mid-season and they don't have a mid laner, and I guess they
Mm-hmm.
knew that too.
Well, they asked you to join BTK in the very beginning because you're the best mid laner that they could find, right?
Yeah, at the time because they were had they had Demon at first,
Mm-hmm.
and a few weeks before NACT registration, Basic hits me up and says like, "Hey, we're not really working out with our mage demon. Can you come join us?"
I heard that from I think a clip of Basic stream or Zane stream that they also mentioned how they originally had Demon when Basic asked Zane to join the team or to form a team together. They had Demon, but then they didn't think Demon was good, so then they replaced Demon with Apple.
That is true. That they had Demon at first, and then a couple of the members of the team were not comfortable with it.
Mm.
And and at first when he asked me, I was like, "Can you give Demon one more week?" Because I actually felt really bad about replacing him. And
Oh.
then a couple days later, the team was still the team as in like everyone else but Zane. They wanted to try me out, so we did 2-2 scrims where I played 2 games
Mhm.
of scrims, and Demon would play 2 games of scrims as well. But I don't that didn't work out obviously since I got into BTK. And I think he quit because
Mm,
he didn't feel comfortable with the members of the team that didn't want to play with him, and he
mm.
eventually ended up quitting, and yeah, that's how I joined.
So they kind of pushed out Demon and then
Uh,
replaced him with you because you're. Well, Basics here says he's a captain of BTK apparently.
At the time, I guess they, I guess Zane still wanted to give him a shot, which is why there was the 2-2 scrims, but I don't think Demon felt comfortable with, because there were people on the team who didn't want him playing. Like, I understand that
Yeah.
feeling now as well, because I experienced it too. Like, if there's people who don't want you playing, that feeling's not
Yeah.
good. So I do understand why he quit.
That's not good for team synergy.
Yeah, like
And
you
yeah.
can't communicate well when there's
Hmm.
internal problems.
Hmm. And that moving ahead, you already in BTK. How have your experiences been? Walk me through your experience in BTK.
Okay, so fast forward to top 8, NACT teams were announced right before the
Hmm.
start of the regular season. Um, this was when like all the pictures of us were being released, and then I find out that Basic actually asked Marcuti to join BTK next roster change, and the regular season hasn't even started. And I'm not gonna lie, at that moment, I felt like quitting. Like the regular season hasn't even started, and you're already thinking about replacing me. And I was thinking, like, why am I here if somebody isn't comfortable with me on the team? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you know
Yeah.
how it feels, but that feeling isn't good when somebody wants to replace you. And
I mean,
I
hmm.
guess I didn't have a chance to prove myself yet. And because this was before regular season, like, we didn't really play. And this was also done behind my back. So to this day, he doesn't even know that I know he tried to replace me. But well, I guess now he knows since I'm talking about it now. And, but I'm gonna be completely transparent about it. Like, when I heard that, I thought about quitting, and I went to talk to my friend on the team, Cole World, and our coach, Midnight, and they talked me out of quitting. And I also thought about how selfish it was to just quit the team, since the rest of the team, Milo, Zane, and Cole World, they didn't do anything to me. It was just Basic who was thinking about replacing. And I also
Yeah.
knew how much Zane wanted to win the tourney, so if I left, they would just be stuck with Arvel or Cardi for Mage, and they both don't play it, so they would be like -1 for an important role that nobody plays on that roster. So I thought like it would be kind of messed up. But I also had the goal of winning, and I thought it would be pretty weak if I let like him just talking like that bring me down. So in the end, I decided to not quit and just to prove him wrong with my NACT performance. But I never brought this up. And then, like, first match of regular season, we lose to Area 77. And Basic again goes around blaming me for the loss, saying, like, I got nervous or something. And then, this is all behind our backs, of course. This was also, like, a week gap from the last time he wanted to replace me, so, like, a consecutive week. So, like, 1 week before he's thinking about replacing me. And then, right when the regular season starts, he's replacing me as well. But after the loss, the team morale was pretty shit, and we were like drifting away from each other because obviously we don't like losing, and we didn't feel like a team. And we figured out if we figured out that we had to do something if we wanted to win. Like we can't keep this shit morale up if especially since we had a GG game coming up the next weekend, which was the most important one. And I would like to say that the talk did something. The team morale like boosted, like it got better after we talked. And then from then on, I would like to say that there were no problems until a week or two later about the whole GG and BTK drama, where Shark wanted to replace one of the members or something. I don't really know, but and
Yeah,
then
that's a
basic
different drama
yeah,
that we don't
that's
need
a
to go
different drama.
into.
And then this is when Basic tells everyone that I'm sure Hoon mentioned it somewhere, like the DMs got leaked, and then he tells everyone that it was to ruin Gigi's mental or something. And then we skip a few weeks where we just lose to Gigi in the playoffs, right? And then this was when I find out that Cold World was like messing around or like toying with me, right? And then he allegedly had a girlfriend while messing with my emotions. Obviously, I don't know if it's true because I'm also hearing multiple things, but that's what everyone was talking about at the time. And so that like shut down my mental a bit because at that point I was like a little bit emotionally attached to him, and finding that news messed me up a bit. Not a bit. That shit messed me up a lot, and I decided
Of course.
I was debating whether I was mentally well enough to play for the match tomorrow, which was the Area 77 playoff match. But I decided that I'm better than that again. Like I wanted to push everything aside and just focus on winning because we're like 2 to 3 months into the season, and then I just quit like that randomly. That would be like a waste. Like I wasted 2 to 3 months scrimming for no reason, just for some stupid shit to mess it up or something. And then we ended up winning, and I tried my best. And then this is where shit gets shady. Like I would I would like to say like not even 5 to 10 minutes after we won the Area 77 match, Basic is already deeming Marcuti to join us behind my back. And I find out from other people and not from him directly. And when I heard about that, I immediately went to talk to Midnight and asked if he was gonna let it happen, like roster swap last minute change. And Midnight, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. But then the team finds out about a whole world drama shortly after we won. Like, cause they sensed that I was acting weird. Like before A77 match, I was acting like a bit weird, but nobody knew what was happening. But they find out after we win, and they're like, "Nope, we're not gonna deal with that unless you guys fix your problems." So, from what I heard at first, Milo and Zane were like, "What the fuck? That's fucked up. What you're doing to her." And I'm not gonna lie about it, even though like what he did to me emotionally, this is what happened, even though like their perspectives changes afterward. Because after like a couple hours later, they eventually agree to getting Marcuti. And I wanted to fight for my spot. Like in my mind, I'm like, there's no way I scrimmed, ranked, and reviewed games every day for 4 to 5 hours just so I can have my spot like given up like that. And yeah, they wanted me and Cold World to fix our problems, and that's what we did. Like, despite all the drama bullshit, like we agreed to like just move past it, and we were gonna be adults and focus on the bigger thing, which was winning. Like, we have the same goal. And sometimes in life, you just need to work with people you don't always like. And then we go up to the team and tell them that we fixed our problems. And at this point, this is a few days later, and I'm still trying to fight for my spot. And then when they heard that we fixed our problems, they still wanted to do the 2-2 scrims, like 2 games with me and 2 games with Mar.
Marcuti. Hmm.
Yeah. And I'm like, we did what you wanted. We fixed our problems. And I was complaining to Midnight, like, why do I still have to do the 2-2 scrims after we fixed our problems? Isn't that the main issue? The connection or whatever between me and Chris, like, whole world, sorry. Like, there would be problems between us, is what they were worried about, and we fixed it. And then this was when I started to realize it was just an excuse they were using to try to replace me. Like, I just feel like they just really didn't want me. And that's
Well,
how
I
it
guess
really
it
felt.
started with Basic, right? In the very beginning of the season, when he kind of went behind the team's back to talk to Marcuti and do that, which is crazy to me because you guys won against Area 77, and then you guys won against GG in the second week of the tournament. So you
Uh-huh.
guys were doing extremely well with you on the
Mm-hmm.
team.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't good enough because I feel like even though we did those 2-2 scrims, no
Mhm.
matter how well I did,
Yeah,
nothing is gonna change what they think because um like when you have this mindset in your mind
hmm,
and like you're like tunnel visioning towards it, nothing will change
yeah,
it. Like if you want to go somewhere, like
yeah.
if you have a plan to go somewhere during the day, you're gonna do that. You're not gonna do something else. Okay, that's a
Yeah,
bad
because he
analogy,
he
but
came in
you know
with
what I
the
mean.
he came in wanting to replace you with Marcuti, then using the 2-2 scrims as just an excuse to kind of justify in his way or another, because it's not going to be evaluated on an equal level. It's just getting what he wants for Basic. So
No,
there's
but
no point anyways.
yeah, but we didn't end up doing any of the 2-2 scrims because Milo refused to scrim with me. Like he would like we scheduled a scrim for 2 games me and 2 games Mar, right? And
Agree
then
to it, despite all of
yeah,
that.
yeah, I agreed to it, even though I was questioning like why is my spot still being jeopardized, even though I'm not causing this drama or whatever. And we actually fixed it. And then like I had to sleep early that day, so I wanted to play the first 2, and then Mar would play the second 2. And then when I joined, Milo just immediately left and said, yeah, like he said, let me join GG. Like he didn't want to play at all. He was not complying at all. That scrim night, Marcuti just played the whole 4 games. And then that's when I just gave. That's essentially when I just gave up fighting for my spot because there's a point
Do what you have to
where you,
do.
yeah, there's a point where you stop fighting for your dignity because where you start fighting for your, stop fighting just to like have some dignity for yourself because no matter how good you play, nothing's gonna change their mind, and it seemed like that for Milo.
Yeah. And this, you guys, it's Zayn have said it on his stream too. Zayn, I think in his stream before the NACT said, Milo, a certain person on his team, cough Milo, just would
Mhm.
would not do the 2-2s, and then
Uh huh.
one MR, and that's how you guys ended up with Marcuti.
I mean, I'm gonna be transparent with everything. Um,
Mm-hmm.
whole world was actually still defending my spot despite all the drama, and I don't know the reason for that, but he was doing that. And then I also I also strongly believe that the reason that they might have picked me out was because I didn't have stage experience or might get nervous because I'm a girl, or even like their quote unquote worry with my comms with Cold World,
Mm,
even though it was fixed. But whatever it was,
mhm.
I genuinely believe they just wanted a different player. Like, and these were all just excuses. Because
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think I played bad in NACT.
And none of the like we were casting all the matches, and also the viewers agree that you've always done consistently well throughout the tournaments, and that's the role with Mage right now. Well, for the grand finals, Mar did well, but that's also just doing consistent damage, working on his positioning, and you did the same throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
And right now the fact is you weren't given the chance to go to grand finals, so there's no comparison between what might have happened if you were there or not. The only thing that we can that we can look at is your consistent performance throughout the season, and that got BTK as far as it did.
Yeah, I think I played like pretty consistently, I'd say, throughout the season, and
Yeah.
I feel like that spot was just taken, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I do understand like they have concerns,
Mm-hmm.
but like on
The
paper,
mhm.
there's just no way that happened.
Yeah, I mean, no one owes a seat on the ticket. I mean, there is a rule that allows people to uh, do a roster adjustment. That's why that period was given. Nobody owns a seat, but the fact is were you felt like you were unprofessionally removed from your team.
Hmm. Like I understand if somebody plays like shit. Like if I
Hmm.
play like shit, like remove, like just sub me. That's fine. But I don't think I played like shit. That's the thing.
Absolutely. And now they actually won the NACT.
Hmm. Yeah.
This is fast forward to after grand finals. They won after, and they talked about it before in their streams. I mean, they're all streamers, so that's why
Hmm.
these news have already been spread out everywhere. Apparently, Zane said Melo wanted to give you half of the tournament prize, and then he thought about splitting it evenly. So what actually happened after they won the NACT?
So after they won, I mean, actually, let's go back to roster locks. I have not spoken to anyone on the team since
Hmm.
like that roster lock, like after I gave
Hmm.
up,
Okay.
like after I just gave up my spot. I haven't
Hmm.
spoken to any of them until like recently, where the prize pool distributions came out.
Mm.
Um, and when I saw it, I was disgusted. That that prize pool distribution was disgusting. So this is the prize distribution that our manager sent to the NACT committee. And and keep in mind, like I had no like say in this. This was all conducted in whatever group chat they had. And when I first saw that I had gotten the same prize as someone who played 2 weeks, I was I was very disappointed, especially since like I spent 2 to 3 months playing, and then I get the same prize as someone who's playing 2 weeks. And yes, you can argue that like he played it, he's the one who won the finals or whatever. But that's also like disrespecting the time and effort that I spent just scrimming and playing for 5 hours every day for the past 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, I mean,
And yeah,
he was playing because you weren't stripped of the chance of playing.
yeah, he was. I mean, yeah, I guess so. Like, I also wanted to play. Don't get me wrong, but he ended up playing, and they won, I guess. And when I saw that, I thought it was so unfair. Like I went up to our manager and said, there's no way that we're going through with this. Like we're getting the same price. And then not only, I mean, if they distributed like 5 ways or like just from the main 5 members, I wouldn't even be like upset about it. Like just sorry, without like Rose and Marcuti. I mean, they were here for 2 weeks, I guess. So I guess they should still get something, but not to the extent of where we have the same prize pool.
Absolutely. I mean, Melo got 1,600. I thought he wanted to give you half of the team earnings.
Oh yeah, there was they actually said they were giving me like 5K just for kicking me out or whatever. And I guess that never went through. And yeah, this is what we're stuck with.
Oh my goodness.
And I actually got how do I say this? I actually got threatened if I like
It's
if I
posted?
yes, if like me speaking up right now was with you was worth some money, like hush money. So if I
Oh
was
my
making this
goodness.
video with
Oh.
you of me speaking out, then they would make sure that I wouldn't get any of the prize pool,
Wow.
apparently.
I feel like a 60-minute host right now exposing some, injustice in the world. And this is the injustice in the NACT that's actually happening.
I mean,
I'm so glad you came and talked about it because you deserve
yeah.
everything that you rightfully deserve for working so hard in the season. And
Oh,
then that brings us into, what do you think is a fair distribution and fair reimbursement for being kicked out the team, and also just what you should earn for all your hard work throughout the season?
I think just from like kicking me or like just replacing me, that without like, I mean, they did have valid reasons, but I feel like it was still very unfair that I was getting replaced. And
They had
just,
valid reason, as in, what do you think was the valid reason that they had to replace you?
um, they were scared of me playing on stage. That was one. Another one is like my communication between Cold World, even though it was fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is like my skill level. I genuinely think that they think that Mar is a better player. There's nothing else to it. I think that
Do
was
you
the most.
agree with any of these reasons?
For the stage, like worrying about how I'm playing on stage, like people have to start somewhere. Like
Yeah,
if you're just gonna gatekeep people from playing on
the
stage just
chance
because they
to
haven't,
have that
yeah,
experience, right?
just because they've never done it, how are they gonna gain that experience if you don't let them? And I do
Yeah.
understand that they really wanted to win. Like 3 million is a lot of money, but I'm just speaking from morally and just
Mm-hmm.
ethically. Like, how is somebody gonna gain experience if you just shut them down like that?
Oh, on the screen we see this is the total. So this, someone sent this, that this
Uh-huh.
is the hush money that they're willing to, I guess, give you for not speaking about your experience.
Mhm. Yeah.
800 plus 900 plus some of Milo and Chris's prize. Wow.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm gonna make something clear. Like,
mm-hmm.
no amount of money is gonna make me like hush or shut up,
Yeah.
I guess. Because I feel like I was mistreated and done very dirty. So it will not sit right with me if I don't like speak up about it because yeah, it was
Of
done really
course.
dirty, and I feel like I should have that opportunity to speak up,
Mm-hmm.
and people should know my story, I guess, here.
Of course. I mean, so just a quick recap of everything that happened. In the very beginning, Basic is the one who wanted you on the team, right? In the very
Yes,
beginning
that's
to
true.
enter the, yeah. And then the little snake emoji popped up. First, we go into top 8. Is that what happened?
Yes.
And then you did well the whole season. And you
Mhm.
yourself, knowing that, although you kind of wanted to, you found out that they were trying to, or Basic was trying to, I guess, replace you with Mark Cutie, but you still gave it your best and then
Yes.
went all the way until essentially grand finals.
Mhm. But when I found out about that, like,
Mm-hmm.
that was when I felt like I needed to prove something. Like, for
It
example,
pushed you
yeah,
further.
pushed me. It pushed me, but that also
Mm-hmm.
I also had some doubt in my, like, growing in the back of my head when
Of course.
I saw like
Because, yeah.
someone wanting to replace you. Like, so now I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking like, what if I don't show up to scrims or whatever? They would have
And
that
essentially, yeah.
immediate instinct to just replace me, using that as a reason. Because before I didn't do anything to, like, this was before regular season even started, so
Yeah. And
I
then
didn't do
essentially
anything.
yeah,
Like, there was no valid reason to replace me then.
nothing
Like,
based on
no game.
skill.
Yes, nothing based on skill.
Yeah.
So that got me thinking, like, if I don't show up to ring practice or brims,
They're gonna
like,
find a reason to tie it to
yeah, like,
skill.
yeah. So now I'm getting scared. Like, if I don't show up,
Mm-hmm.
I'm having that doubt that I'm gonna get replaced because I'm not showing up. Like,
Yeah.
you know what's crazy? There was one weekend, um, I was actually at the Niagara Falls. This was during playoff week versus DA, and I was at Niagara Falls playing outside, like right next to the waterfall.
Oh
Like,
my God.
and my hands were freezing. Like, my hands were so stiff. It was like 25 degrees outside, and I was
Oh
still
my
playing.
God.
Like, I made, I took that effort to, like,
And you guys won against
yeah, I
DA
took that,
decisively.
yeah, hmm I, I wanted to play because, again, I had that, like, I didn't want to be replaced. I had a feeling like if I didn't play, like, we would lose, they'd blame me, and then, like, eventually leading to replacement. Like, that's what was going on in my mind. So, like, I had that obligation to show
And
up,
so
like,
much
that
respect for
pressure.
you.
Like, I had
Mad
that pressure.
respect for everything that you did.
Thank you. Okay, so I had that pressure to show up to
Mm-hmm.
every single game, even when I'm busy.
100% effort and showed your own performance, did well. And they did you, I guess, they did a lot of things. I mean, because you said also about Cole, the whole thing that started with you and Cole is because someone wanted Cole to, I guess, keep talking with you to get you to stay in the team.
Yeah, that's all rumors. I don't know if it's actually true. So,
Mm-hmm.
but that's been going around.
And it got messy. And now we're here to BTK winning. They gave you that chart, or they
Mhm.
gave the NATT committee that distribution, and obviously you're not happy with it. And now looking at the fact that they're entering that $3 million prize pool, what is the earnings that they could potentially make just from going to MSC? Let's take a look here. So
Okay.
minimum $56,000 for the team. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're a first round exit, like, you get 56K. So I'm confused. That's what I'm confused about. Like,
Yeah.
they, okay, I'm not gonna be going to MSC with them, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm gonna
Well,
be getting anything in the first place.
mm-hmm.
They're already getting that much from just participating in MSC, and
Just getting in, just winning the
yeah,
NACT basically.
yeah, and then
Mm-hmm.
I get this like super small amount of money.
$900, same as Mark
Yeah,
Cutie for just playing, playing in the grand finals.
yes,
And what do you think would be a fair prize pool to you? Because right, even though you're not playing in the MSC, but it was because you were removed from going to the grand finals and being able to participate in the offline event and ultimately going to MSC. It was you being replaced, not because of skill, but because of I guess, well, players' opinions.
Mm-hmm. It might have been skill because I feel like there's some truth where they believe that Mar was a better player than me, which
They
is why they
believe.
wanted to get. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what really happened. And I also think that these were like excuses to cover up the fact that they wanted more. I mean, this is just how I feel. I don't know. I don't know if it's actually true, but
How you feel about their opinion on your skill, not your
yes,
actual, because you don't think you're gonna do any less than what Mark Cutie did.
yeah, I'd say so. From regular season performance, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now
But
you're not
clearly
having.
there's
Mm-hmm.
disagreements. Like people on the team disagree with me,
Mm-hmm.
and
So, looking at the prize pool, what do you think is fair?
I think just putting that prize pool among us five or six, including Midnight, because he deserves a lot. Like I respect him a lot for dealing with all this bullshit, like drama, whatever, and he's still maintaining professional about it. So whatever the prize pool was divided by six
For the
among the six of
MF,
us.
including
Yeah.
including entering MSC, right?
No, not just at the NACT prize pool. Because realistically, I'm not playing there, so I'm not, I don't think that I'm entitled to any of that money because I'm not playing there, nor am I going to be there as a sub. But I just wanted to bring up that's how much money they're gonna be earning, and then they just give me this like small amount. Like seriously?
Hold up. So they're making from the minimum 10,000 per person all the way until if they, for example, God forbid, they won first place, 1 million US dollars. That's
Mm-hmm.
the total. That's what we're looking at. From anywhere from 56,000, which is divided approximately 10,000 per person, all the way until 1 million dollars. And then you're saying you think that all you really want is just the NACT prize money. I feel like just because of how you were removed and how the fact that they won, they're going to MSC, it's not a big portion to ask for
Yes,
to get a split of that MSC money, because that's not a huge portion of what the team's making, right? Like that's
yes,
and potential sponsorship that they might have for going to MSC. That's a lot of money that the team is making.
yeah. That I agree, but
Mm-hmm.
right now we're just looking at the NACT prize pool, right? And I think a
Mm-hmm.
fair amount is whatever that was divided by
1,600.
six. Yeah, whatever it was divided by
Oh,
six.
so
Among
10K divided by 6.
among me, Zane,
Mm-hmm.
Cold World, Basic, Milo, and Midnight. Because
Okay.
I think that's what's fair. Because Mark Hudi will be getting whatever MSC participation prize he's getting. And I'm also,
$1,000
yeah,
minimum. Okay. I feel I'm gaining so much respect for Nicholette for
thank
everything. I
you.
mean, for throughout that season, you putting in your best work, always trying to prove yourself, as well as being so reasonable. I mean, reasonable on the low end, but this is being very generous. You just want your
No,
fair share of the NACT. You're not even asking for anything
yes,
else that the team is making.
I'm not, yes, I'm not asking for anything else. And I'm still here getting blackmailed or whatever, saying that if I make this video or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you're not getting anything.
Yeah, I mean, the 800 plus 900 that whatever person sent you, that is similar to what 1600 would be, essentially. But that's not how
But
you want to get it.
yes, that's to me, I see that as like pity money because like they're giving it to me like that because I'm speaking up about it. Like when I saw that in the NACT committee channel, I immediately went to our manager and said, "There's no way that's how little I'm getting." And then because I'm just more disgusted about the fact that that's the conclusion that they came up with. Like, and then now that I'm complaining or whatever, they just decide they want to give me some money because I'm complaining, not because they think it's right. That's what's like messing me up right now because they don't genuinely believe that I deserve that money. They're just doing it because
They don't respect you, I think.
yeah,
That's what it shows. It's not.
they're just doing it because I'm complaining out here. Like I'm complaining about how little money I'm getting despite my efforts throughout the season.
Your consistent effort and performance and genuinely I feel bad for the fact that you weren't given the chance to play on the grand finals. I mean, you practiced the whole season. Everybody as a pro player wants that stage opportunity, right? To really play on the stage and show what you got.
Of course, there were multiple instances where like I felt bad and like I wanted to quit, but I still want to play on stage. That was the ultimate goal.
And it's just so unfortunate that it didn't happen for you this season. But obviously, the NICT will continue going on. There's plenty of other opportunities for the tournament. So we, as a community, really hope that you will continue joining those tournaments.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I don't think I'm playing seriously next season, but we'll see. Like playing NACT professionally, I guess. I might still join. I don't know, but I don't
Is it
think I
affect?
will be.
Is it because of what happened in this season?
No, it's because I mean a little bit. Because right now I'm in school, right? Like as a
Mm-hmm.
full-time student, and I personally I cannot balance playing 5 out like 5+ hours every single day while being a full-time student at school. That's way too hard for me to balance.
You
Like
did that the past season. You committed
this,
fully to.
yes, this season I committed fully.
Did
Just
that
like a
impact
little
your
bit,
studies?
yes. Like I would say there's definitely going to be a GPA drop this
Oh no.
semester just because I committed to NACT.
Wow. So you actually kind of prioritized an ACT and winning and over your studies. And damn, guys,
I
if you're in college, you know how much we care about GPA when as an Asian kid especially.
um I wouldn't I would yeah, I guess I did prioritize NACT, but I still like focused on school. But practicing took up a lot of the day, and then I wouldn't have time to focus on my studies. I mean, I still did, but then essentially it would be like,
You push yourself really hard for that to happen.
yeah.
Still, we genuinely really wish that you would continue on. Do you think anything about the women's tournament? Are you actually joining that? Because we community see speculations.
Yeah, I'm gonna be participating in that, but I think that might be my last like tournament, like seriously. But I don't know, maybe I'll
Well,
go back on my word.
we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
we'll find out in the future. But right now, with everything that happened, you came here to share your experience and anything else you want to add to that, anything to do with the MSC and also like BTK. Anything else you want to add to that story?
Um, I think I pretty much spoke about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that I've been through a lot of like mental pressure as well as emotional pressure throughout this journey. And I learned that I definitely learned a lot of stuff. Like in regards to being kicked and stuff. And like there's just shitty people out there. They're just gonna do you dirty. Because if you just stay quiet about this stuff, it's
Yeah.
essentially giving out that message that they can keep
Hmm.
doing this bullshit and then just like run you over, and it
Yeah.
makes you feel like very small, I guess.
Yeah. And you're not. You're one of the best. If not, some people would argue you're the best mid laner in NA right now. And there's only like a few on the top of the tier, and you're definitely one of the best, if not, for NA. And that's my personal opinion.
Thank you.
And I think I really, really want the best of you in gaming as well as your personal life. So continue doing what you do, and we support you.
Yeah, thank you. I will continue just growing as a person because even though this stuff is online, like I learned a lot here.
Oh, it's okay.
From
The
just
online people, there's always gonna be someone that says whatever they want on their internet.
I know,
It
like
is
I'm
what it
just saying,
is.
like this experience, even though this experience is something that I learned online,
Hmm.
I think I took
But it
some valuable lessons from it.
to real life.
Yeah.
So before we close, how did it feel being a girl playing on an all-male team in BTK?
The MLBB community, it's majority male, so I do have experience playing with guys, but
Hmm.
I feel like this time it was like a little bit different because I feel like I felt intimidated here. Like I felt like I was viewed lightly and taken lightly by everyone. Like it wasn't upfront like where like, oh, I fucking hate playing with girls or whatever. It wasn't direct, but it just felt like I had no voice here, or I would be put into a position where I'd be scared to speak up because of certain comments.
The
And
team?
yeah, certain like misogynistic comments that are brought up occasionally, even though it's jokes or
Like,
whatever.
oh, any example of what that would be?
Um, I think you know what I'm talking about, Liz.
Yeah,
Like stuff like that.
yeah. Hmm.
And also, this is like off topic. I feel like
Hmm.
I sacrificed so much, both from physical and from my emotional well-being, so I could play on like win NACT and play on stage, I guess. And this is like a pretty big achievement because if I did play there, I'd be like the first woman to be featured in the grand finals of
And
NAMFBB. Like
yeah, for
not
the world
not
to
even
see.
yeah, like that's just an achievement for me as well. But and not just as a sub, but as a player
As the
who earned
main,
my
yeah, on the
spot.
stage.
Yeah. And is I think I've proved throughout the season that like I'm worthy enough to play on a stage. But I was stripped of that position obviously. And I guess throughout my experience I wasn't mentally and emotionally well enough to the point where I didn't want to go to Vegas at all. I mean,
As a
I
sub,
can't
right?
yeah, even as a sub I didn't want to go because to me personally, everyone else could be different. Everyone's opinion can be different. To me personally,
Hmm.
I feel like I deserve to be playing there. And I mean, I can't speak for anyone else, but to me, after being in the lineup for the whole season and then suddenly
Doing
replaced as a
well.
sub player,
Hmm.
yeah, like,
The team doing really well the whole season.
uh-huh. And then I got suddenly replaced. Like, I wouldn't want to go. That
Yeah,
feeling just is horrible. Like, I would
I
understand if
absolutely
I
understand that
Like
feeling.
I would understand if I played like shit, like I was feeding the entire season, no improvements whatsoever. that's not the case. And I do understand that they wanted to win. And I know they probably didn't trust me, hence the replacement. But it's just a fact that I lost the opportunity to play on stage.
Because of what their opinion was on whether they think that you're capable on stage or not. That's still
Yeah.
their opinion, but in the end, you weren't given the chance to perform on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on that note, you came here and shared your story. What do you want to accomplish with this video?
I just wanted to speak up about what happened and my experiences because I definitely did go through a lot, like more than anyone should go through when they're just playing a video game for fun. And I think what I went through was unfair, and maybe this will encourage other people to speak up when there's injustice around, to not like stay silent, like don't get gaslit by people, and like when they make you feel bad about stuff, like cut that shit out and just like speak up, I guess.
Well said. Thank you, Nicholette, for joining us. And for everyone watching, always stand up for yourself in whatever situation that you're in. And I love the fact that we shared that message. And best wishes to Nicholette and her future endeavors.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you for having me. Have a good night.